Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're unpacking the impending launch of the InterLink Name Service, or as you'll probably hear it called, INS. We're going to objectively break down exactly why this upcoming piece of digital infrastructure is generating so much massive market anticipation right now, even before it's officially out in the wild. We'll be looking strictly at the mechanics, the actual utility, and of course, the market psychology driving the whole thing. Let's get right into it. Okay, let's dive right in by looking at a universal pain point in crypto today. We currently rely on these incredibly long, random strings of alphanumeric characters, right? They're cold, they're intimidating, and let's be honest, they are terrifyingly easy to mistype. But INS offers a really stark contrast here, a clean, readable name like brand.itl. Section 1, Fixing Web3's Identity Problem. To really get the hype surrounding INS, we have to look at the friction in the current Web3 landscape. Interacting with crypto right now? Well, it's often a pretty error-prone and confusing experience. Wallet addresses are objectively intimidating. You've probably felt that sheer cold sweat panic of triple-checking a 42-character address before finally hitting send, right? We've all been there. Plus, your digital identity is completely fragmented across multiple chains, which makes ownership feel super clunky. This steep learning curve is exactly the friction INS is built to fix. And the core utility here is honestly brilliant. It's about replacing those long, random strings with simple, memorable names that you can actually trust. Instead of squinting at some chaotic address, you're just looking for something as straightforward as jason.itl, dao.itl, or brand.itl. The goal is creating a unified identifier that works seamlessly across the entire ecosystem, effectively eliminating that whole, wait, can you send that address again, anxiety? Moving on to Section 2. What exactly is an INS name? So there's a major misconception we need to clear up right off the bat. These names, they are not just cosmetic usernames that some central platform can arbitrarily take away from you. Each INS name is actually a real, scarce asset. Specifically, it's an IRC-721 NFT. And this structural choice is profound because it means your name is fully owned on-chain. It is completely transferable, tradable on open markets, and independently verifiable. When you combine that kind of high utility with verifiable digital scarcity, well, you create an asset class that the market naturally just gravitates toward. Because it's a full on-chain identity layer, a single INS name is incredibly versatile. It can point to your wallet addresses, decentralized websites, files, social profiles, and even email metadata. Basically, one single name acts as your cross-chain profile, your payment destination, and your overarching brand handle, all at the exact same time. It's not just a label, guys, it's literally an anchor for your entire digital presence. Section 3, the tech powering the .itl. Let's head down to the engine room for a second. This whole thing builds upon an architecture that's remarkably similar to traditional DNS, but it's fully decentralized. It maps out across 4 key smart contracts. First, the registry. This acts as the ultimate source of truth, tracking exactly who owns what. Then registrars dictate the logic of how the names are actually issued. Resolvers are the heavy lifters. They translate your human-readable name into functional data. And finally, the name wrapper. This adds an entirely new layer of advanced permissions, which we're going to explore in just a moment. At its core, you can think of this tech as a two-way translation layer. Forward resolution takes your simple name and turns it into actionable data, like, say, routing a payment to the correct hidden wallet. Conversely, reverse resolution allows decentralized applications to display your clean identity, your .itl name, instead of that intimidating wallet address whenever you log in or interact with a smart contract. It just makes everything look so much cleaner. Now, for the serious users and developers out there, INS introduces something called the name wrapper. This is a specific function that wraps INS names into IRC-1155 tokens, and doing this unlocks some highly advanced permission controls, which the protocol actually refers to as fuses. The really crucial point here is that founders, communities, and DAOs aren't just claiming a static name. They are setting permanent on-chain rules around it. By burning these fuses, users can block subdomains, they can prevent a name from ever being unwrapped, or they can issue subdomains with immutable rules. This allows for incredibly strong ownership logic. It's absolutely perfect for scaling a brand or managing a decentralized autonomous organization securely. All right, Section 4, Real-World Use Cases. Let's step out of the underlying code for a minute and look at practical applications. The source material really emphasizes that INS is a serious piece of digital infrastructure, not just some vanity project. We're talking about sending crypto safely without the constant fear of address errors, building a portable identity that travels with you across the web, and securing a pristine namespace for your DAO. It's about creating a recognizable brand that routes users safely to your authentic websites and profiles, effectively protecting them from phishing and scams. That is a huge deal. Furthermore, to ensure this infrastructure remains a true public good, the protocol is actively designed to transition toward community governance. The source fully expects INS to be guided by the people actually using it via the InterLink DAO. And this is critical. It ensures the system can scale and adapt without relying on a single centralized gatekeeper. It stays completely true to its decentralized principles. Section 5. The economics of scarcity. Now, we've got to impartially look at the market psychology here, and specifically the intense scarcity that's driving this current wave of anticipation. The source material uses this really striking, uncompromising sentiment, and once the best names are gone, they're gone. It's a pretty stark reminder that in this landscape, early movers are going to capture the absolute most utility. After all, there are only so many premium, universally recognized words in the dictionary, right? Because the best names share some very specific characteristics. They're short, clean, brandable, easy to spell, and inherently easy to trust. The competition for them is going to be fierce. First movers, established brands, and speculative collectors are expected to sweep them up literally immediately upon launch. If a name is useful and memorable, you can bet it will not sit idle for long. Section 6. How to claim a name. If you're looking to actually interact with this infrastructure, the source outlines a really straightforward blueprint. The barrier to entry for securing a name is expected to be quite low. Once the app officially launches, the expected process is pretty much as simple as connecting a compatible Web3 wallet, searching for an available .itl name, paying the required registration fee in ITL tokens, and finally claiming the name via an on-chain transaction. Boom, you're done. When it comes to the cost, the source anticipates a tiered pricing model. Standard names of 5 characters or more, those will have a lower yearly cost, making them super accessible to everyday users. However, shorter 3 to 4 character names are definitely going to command a significantly higher cost. And this pricing structure is just a direct reflection of their inherent scarcity and the high demand they'll see in the market. Beyond just the immediate cost, there are a few other critical launch expectations you should definitely keep in mind. Registration will be strictly first come, first served. There are no second chances for the best names. Users will also need to manage periodic renewals to keep their names, though a grace period after expiry is expected to be built in. Interestingly, the protocol will likely utilize on-chain oracles to maintain stable dollar pricing. This ensures that the cost of registration remains predictable, even if the price of the ITL token itself fluctuates. We've seen the underlying technology, the massive leap in usability it offers, and the undeniable scarcity driving the market's attention right now. As the entire crypto world braces for this launch, the smartest projects and individuals aren't asking if they should get a name. Actually, the real question is, what will you secure when the gates finally open? When this new digital land grab begins, what is your on-chain identity going to be? It's a fascinating question to ponder as we watch this space evolve. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep learning, keep exploring, and stay curious.